post-exertion malaise. Okay, that's exercising and then feeling wiped out after, getting shaky, getting your heart palpitations, feeling like just all around messed up after exercising. This is something I've seen over and over again, something I went through myself after getting COVID, but I didn't realize that the causes were right beneath the surface. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. It's not medical advice, based on my personal experience in my 22 years of experience healing. And back to post-exertion malaise. So what exactly is it? When you start to exercise, you feel typically good during the exercise. You start to feel okay during the exercise, and afterwards you start to feel really wiped out. Or even that day you feel good, and the next day you feel really wiped out. And often this is caused by a dysregulation of the nervous system, okay? Your nervous system is hyperactivated because of something. Is it recent traumatic events? Have you not been getting proper sleep? You know, did you go on a course of antibiotics that was really heavy that knocked your body out? Do you have mold or mycotoxins in your home? Most important of all, okay? Because if you have post-exertion malaise, that means you have nutrient deficiencies. That means that your nervous system is hyperactivated. You know, it means that your body is responding negatively to stress. And it means your body's right on the edge of just, it can't handle any more stress. So what would be the thing that would cause that, right? Often the most common is mycotoxin exposure, whether it was past exposure at a house prior, or it was you're recovering from past exposure and you've not done all the right things. So this is common. Another thing that happens is when people have, these chronic issues, whether it's Lyme, Epstein-Barr, whether it's, COVID, long COVID, whatever it is, they think it's the actual condition, but in fact, it's the behaviors, right? It's the things that they're doing. They're not using gradient exposure when they're doing these physical activities. They're just going straight into the activity, not starting slow and working their way up very, very slowly. 5-minute walk, and then 6-minute walk, and then 7-minute walk. Instead, they do a 35-minute walk and say, oh, I'm wiped out, I'm knocked out, right? And they keep feeding into this idea that this thing is dangerous, that these physical activities can be threatening, they can be harmful. And by doing that, just by doing that, you're telling your brain that next time you do this physical activity, you're at risk, right? So if you're doing physical activity, or you're doing these things that send you over the edge, right? Then you have to go ahead and start slow and gradually work your way up, right? The other thing is, if you are in a place where you're getting lots of stress in your life, you're not getting good sleep, you have to change your perception about all these things. If none of these things are working, then you got to do the meditation. You got to do some slow, deep breathing. You got to do something to try to get your body out of fight or flight. And if you are so stuck in this fight or flight that you cannot exit it, and you are unwilling to do the breathing and the meditation, okay, then you have to look into mold and mycotoxins. It's the only hope that you'll have at that point in time to be able to get out of this situation. Yes, you got to replace the magnesium, your trace minerals. Yes, you got to increase your GABA. Yes, you got to go ahead and get your B vitamins right. You got to get your zinc right. Yes, all these things are critical to overcome post-exertion malaise. But the reality is, if you don't understand the root cause of what keeps sending you into these episodes, and you don't make changes there, you're going to keep reproducing the same event over and over again. So this is the solution to post-exertion malaise. You have to go ahead and observe what you're doing and see how you're even getting into a situation where you're getting all this fatigue. What did you overdo in the first place? Oh, I only worked out for 10 minutes, Matt. Then start with 3 minutes next time, and then do 4 minutes, and then 5 minutes. You got to be able to train your brain that this activity is safe, that this activity that you performed already and it did not harm you. You have to be able to tell your brain that going into the activity and increase it, and then your brain will not send out these inflammatory molecules, these inflammatory responses when you perform this activity. So thanks for watching, everybody. Got to always look at your diet. You're eating too much meat, eggs, dairy, nuts, seeds. Got to look at your activity. Got to look at the mold scenario. These are the keys to healing. Go to my website, endsickness.org. I got hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos in there teaching how to heal. Take care.